Alright guys, and welcome back to the channel. As it's curry night, you've got to have a beer, so let's start with a little cheers. And so today we're going to be making butter chicken. It's a beautiful classic, and it's really easy to make at home. Let's start with the chicken. I'm going to be using the thigh because it stays juicy while you're cooking it for a longer time. And so just to clean around the chicken, just want to be taking a little bit of white off it, so like the sinew and the fattiness. And then we're going to chop these into good bite-sized pieces, like this. And now you just get to enjoy me doing the rest of the chicken on super speed before we get to the spices. So here we go. 2 teaspoons of coriander powder, 2 teaspoons of cumin, 2 teaspoons of ginger powder, 2 teaspoons of fennel seeds, 2 teaspoons of red chilli powder, 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, a sprinkle of dried dill, and a good sprinkling of fenugreek leaf. Then add some pepper and some salt. Make sure you add a good pinch of salt. And then we're going to pour in about 600 grams of Greek yoghurt. Make sure you get the unsweetened stuff. And then we're going to give it a good mix around, make sure all the chicken is fully coated. And we're going to leave this in the fridge to marinate for over half an hour and up to 2 hours. And after the 2 hours, pull it out of the fridge and just be sure not to eat it, no matter how good it looks. It is raw chicken. Then into a pan, pour a good amount of your choice of oil. Here I use peanut oil. Then make sure your pan is really hot and shake off as much of the yogurt dressing as possible and place the chicken in so it's fairly dry. If you put too much yogurt in with the pan, you're just going to end up boiling the chicken instead of actually searing it. But we're going to cook it until you get a nice brown colour on each side of the chicken, so keep turning it around once you get that colour. And then while that's cooking, we're just going to quickly dice up an onion, chunky dice. It doesn't really have to be that fine because we're going to blitz this anyway. And then remove the chicken out of the pan and put the onion straight into the pan where the chicken used to be. You'll see all that beautiful fond on the bottom of the pan. That is pure flavour. So stick the onions in, get it back on their medium heat, add a touch of water just to deglaze it, and start swirling the onions around to get it all mixed in with that fond on the bottom of the pan. Make sure to scrape up all the bottom of the pan as well. But continue cooking the onions out until they're nice and brown. So while they're cooking on the back, we're just going to quickly dice up 6 tomatoes. You don't have to be too neat with these, we're going to blitz them. But once the onions have got all nice and brown and caramelised, it's time to add the spices. So first, a good tablespoon of tomato paste. And then again, you can see I'm using exact measurements of a teaspoon of chilli powder, a teaspoon of garlic powder, a teaspoon of cumin, a teaspoon of coriander powder, a teaspoon of ginger powder, and we're going to throw in a cinnamon stick this time. And then just pierce 3 cardamon pods, throw them in, and chuck in 2 cloves. Make sure you season well with some cracked black pepper and some salt. And then we're going to throw in 200 grams of cashew nuts. And then we're going to take that to the hob and, oh wait, no, I forgot the chili. We're going to throw in a fresh chili as well. Seeds and everything. But make sure you start cooking that out, get all them spices slightly toasted and the bitterness of that tomato paste gone before chucking in all your tomatoes. Give it a good mix round and keep it on a medium heat to get all them tomatoes nice and mushy and juices flowing and all that good stuff. And then to that we're going to add a touch of fenugreek leaf. It's really fragrant. It's almost like a fruity parsley. So once that's added, we can also add about 100 millilitres of water, and then we're going to bring it up to the boil and let it simmer on a low heat for about 45 minutes. There's a lot of flavours in there, they all need to mingle and get to know each other. But once you've got it to a good consistency, take it off the heat, get it into a big jug, and we're going to blitz this on high with a hand blender. Make sure to remove the cinnamon stick though. And then just watch the colour of this sauce change to that beautiful orange that we all love and know. And then when you've got it as fine as possible, we're going to pass it through a sieve as well, just to get rid of all them extra bits of skin and seeds from the tomatoes. So push it through as much as you can with a spatula, but then take away the last little bits of pulpiness at the end. You don't really want that bit. We're going to take this back to the stove and heat it back up, and once it hits a good temperature, we're going to throw in a big knob of butter, like 250 grams. Put it right into the middle and turn the heat down low and just swirl the butter around in the middle to emulsify with all that liquid. This is going to make a really nice creamy richness. And then we're also going to add 1 can of coconut milk, and then we're going to bring back the chicken, get it in the orange hot tub, and then bring it back up to temperature yet again and just let it simmer for a good 10 minutes just to let that chicken soak up all that beautiful flavour. And then just finish with a squeeze of lemon. This really helps bring out all them flavours. And then we're ready to serve, and place your chicken and a good amount of sauce in the bottom. Top it with a touch more of fenugreek leaf, a sprinkle of chilli powder, and then slice up a chilli and lay that over the top. And then just a touch of coriander leaf as well. Oh, and don't forget a little drizzle of cream over the top. And just look at that, it's a beautiful dish, no? And let me just try a little bit of this sauce and, oh yeah, oh, that hits the spot. This will go perfect with this huge amount of coriander rice and some beautiful freshly baked naan breads from Tesco. Serve it with a side of lemon, and there you go, beautiful buttered chicken, homemade, fresh, incredible. But if you like this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next one, and remember, just keep cooking.